And as we get now the carts onto the track ready for this class's final heat of the day. And the way the grid lines up then for this one is our pole man Jordan Brown-Nutley at the top of the grid as per normal so far this year. He's got the likes of Zabo Baldazar alongside. Then to row number 2 is going to be Hans Modin with Berke Besler. Watch out for Berke. Struggled in the wet conditions, but when it goes dry I think he'll be one definitely to watch out for. Row 3 then has the Frenchman Baptiste Moulin with Tamino Bergmeyer. On to row number 4 is Zumba Kovacs with Jakob Grigula. Row 5 is Laurie Lepper and Patrick Rundqvist. Then behind them on row number 6 it's going to be Felix Vargey and Daniel Matichek. Row 7 is Daniel Netagovsky with Charlie Anderson. Row number 8 sees Hugo Anderson with Sebastian Esner. Row 9 is going to be Champion Rudy, who's had problems this weekend so far, with Rivaldo van der Westerleken alongside. And then to row number 10 is going to be Valakan Leidi with Anton Antiar to round out the 20 starters in this senior field. Felix Varga is a man we expected to do well this weekend. He's had a few problems, to be fair. His mechanic has gone away sick, so he's got a replacement mechanic here this weekend, and they did just mix the tyres up earlier on, which meant he had his best tyres on through qualifying, which he didn't really want to do, so he's a little bit further back. In fact, no, he had his best tyres on through a practice session, and that meant he had no good tyres for qualifying, so that has really upset him this weekend, which has put him down the grid. Things not really going his way. He's in a little bit of a different mindset, to be fair, so let's see if things turn around in this final heat for Felix down there on row number 6, who performed well at the Winter Cup, did that man. He came through to second for the Varga Marker team. But this weekend, as I said, a little bit of a struggle. He's only about 7 hundredths of a second behind Jordan Brown-Nutley at the Winter Cup in the final race of the weekend. But things not going his way here this weekend. On the other hand, Jordan Brown-Nutley, things going completely his way in every single session yesterday. Through practice and qualifying, he was the quickest man. So far today, he's won all of his races. What can race 3 deliver? Again, in mixed conditions. It's going to be interesting to see what they've gone for. Again, the rain's still falling, but not really making the track that damp. It is going to be greasy out there, but not full-on damp and wet like we saw this morning, which means they're just going to have to kind of fettle themselves around. It looks like many of them have gone for slicks from what we can see. Maybe a few towards the front, gambling on some wet tyres to see if it turns ever more vigorous this afternoon. But for now, we are ready to get this senior race underway. The distance increases once more. 11 laps to look forward to. Brown-Nutley on pole position. Zabo Baldazar alongside. Hans Morin and Berke Besler are there on row 2, and this race now for the seniors, their final one this afternoon, is about to get underway. All 20 hopefully there on the grid, set to go through the grid hatchings. We now go and get racing underway once more here in Belgium, down towards the first corner. Look at that inside line, all 4 of them all together should have the first 4 places in towards the first turn. Brown-Nutley runs wide, very very wide indeed. He gets onto the red and white stuff, which means I think that's his teammate coming through there, 2-4-2, which is Hans Morin up into the lead. A spin for 2-2 as well at the first corner. That's the kart rejoining of Daniel Matichek. He's going to be right plumb last now in this race, but look at the top 2. Oh, and out wide goes our leader. Hans Morin makes a mistake at turn 5. He runs wide, he catches the white line, and he's chucked away the race lead to hand it now back to Jordan Brown-Nutley. Down towards turn 6 they go. Up into second place has now come a new man as well. I think that's going to be Baptiste Moulin, who's charged through. Let's see if that's correct as we see the numbers from the back. That is in fact, no, 220 coming through there, which is the machine from a long way down. Felix Vargey, the man we were just talking about. What a start for Felix here at his home circuit. Finally, things seem to be going his way. So up to second place he goes. Third place then now for Hans Morin. Fourth place is going to be Zumba Kovacs. Fifth place through turn number 10 is that Tamina Bergmeyer? No, it's going to be 230, which is Zabo Baldazar. Same colours for Tamino, but he's a little bit further back on the track. Then we see behind them the 227 machine of Laurie Leppo. Good start from Laurie, and Berke Besler comes through in about 6th or 7th place at the end of that first lap. But Jordan Brown-Nutley leads the way, keeping it on the track. He was very wide at turn 1 on that first lap. It was Jordan Brown-Nutley, but everyone else made the mistake in front of him, so he has benefited once again as they turn their way on this second lap up towards the hairpin at turn 5. Good racing there between Berke Besler and Baptiste Moulin. Baptiste goes down the inside line at the hairpin, gets through for now, but then will be passed once more on the back straight as Berke Besler tries to respond. Felix Varga all over the back there of Jordan Brown-Nutley. Is so close, so he's hooked up this kart very well now in this third and final heat for himself. Runs wide again at turn number 7. Gets a good turn of power though in towards the hairpin at turn 8. Look how under pressure now Jordan Brown Nutley is. Just starting to falter, and he's maybe under attack now down towards the right-hander at turn 9. They get back into line 1 and 2, but the amount of pressure that's being applied here is tremendous from Felix Vargay, and now he goes for the lead of the race. Can he hold it on the exit of the corner? Yes, he can, just about. He's going to have the inside line for the final turn. That's side by side, just about give enough room to one another as they power their way through back onto the main start-finish line. Felix going to have to take a wider run there. Jordan had to correct the steering and just take a tighter apex turn, so he's now dropped down into second place as they hit turn 1 for the third time. Onto this third lap we now go then with Felix Varga, our new race leader. Second place for Jordan Brown Nutley. Third place is Hans Morin, now trying to catch up with the top 2. He's 1.3 seconds adrift at the start of this lap, but already that is coming down as they work their way in towards the hairpin at turn 5. Fourth place then for Zumba Kovacs. Fifth place is going to be Laurie Lepper. Berke Besler is 6th. 7th place is going to be then Zabo Baldazar. 8th place for Baptiste Moulin. 9th place for Charlie Anderson. And 10th place for Tamino Bergmeyer as they complete lap number 2. All in a nice formation there as running wide goes 227. Laurie Lepper, Berke Besler for Bouvon Power trying to get through on the exit of turn 7, but wasn't quite close enough. So for now, Laurie Lepper holds on to the place as they power down towards the turn 9 section in front of the grandstand as Berke Besler goes through now, gets himself into 5th place. Top 2 have really streaked away in this one. They've put a load of distance now between themselves and Hans Morin, and indeed as well Felix Vargay has put some ground between himself and Jordan Brown Nutley. But has Jordan got any response as they cross the line to complete lap number 3? The gap comes down on the brakes at turn 1, but still a nice advantage over his rival. Has Felix Vargay through turn 2 they now go. Good battle starting to emerge for third place with Hans Morin holding up here Zumba Kovacs for the time being. Berke Besler on a charge as we know as Zumba Kovacs runs very wide there, looking for the grip on the outside of turn 4. There's a yellow flag at turn 1. Who do we lose that time? Not too sure, but they have rejoined, which is good to see. Down the back straight they go then. Top 2 now separated by an increased margin of 1.1. Felix Vargay is the quickest man on circuit. Just set that time of a 1:13.101. But again, just shows what pace they're doing compared to yesterday. They are about 18 seconds off qualifying pace. So still tricky conditions out there. The rain has just about stopped by the looks of it from our commentary box window. So it may start to dry as the race wears on. We'll see if the lap times do come down. Berke Besler there under attack from Hans Morin, who has just got past. So Berke again on the charge here to try and get onto the top 3 places. Next man to attack is going to be Zumba Kovacs as they cross the line. In fact, there is still a few drops of rain just fall in at the final corner, but not as much as we had before. The races again, defensive goes Berke Besler down towards turn 1. Hans Morin from left to right, he goes to try and attack, but no way through on that occasion. Here they are, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Just behind Zumba Kovacs. He still holds on to 3rd. He runs wide though through the left-hander at turn 3. Again, very wide, very different lines from all the drivers inside the top 10 places there. Kind of just throws you off course, but I think they're all getting through just about as they should do. Leaders off the back straight, Felix Vargay and Jordan Brown Nutley, who seemed a bit slow there. I think he's still got enough pace in that kart. Just trying to work the kart round as best as possible. It's very tricky out there, I said, with these greasy conditions, so not too sure what lines to be taken. All taking their different lines, some running wide into the corners, some taking a very tight apex line to try and pick up more grip, which may have been thrown down there across the course of the races so far. But for now, as wide there goes 231, that's Baptiste Moulin. He's going to try and be passed. He'll get back past Hans Morin. Following him through was the 227 machine of Laurie Lepper. He now gets up ahead as well, so real shambles going on from 4th on backwards at the minute, but some good racing to be seen from all of these competitors as they work their way through to complete lap number 5. A black and white warning flag is just about to be shown to Valikan Lydie, who's not having the best of days so far, is he? So Valikan down there in 20th place. A warning for something across the course of that lap. In fact, I think he might have just shortcutted the chicane. That might have been one of the reasons that he got that black and white flag. But anyway, he continues on now up there in 16th place. Leaders off the back straight, and the gap is now starting to emerge massively between Felix Vargay and Jordan Brown Nutley. It's up to 2.9 seconds, so a great job that Felix is now doing. Still third place for Berke Besler. In fact, he's just got past, hasn't he? Zumba Kovacs. So that's happened on this lap as they come out of the right-hander at turn 7. Two separate groups here of 3 carts. That one being led by Zumba Kovacs. He's got Baptiste Moulin for company. And then just on the tail of them is Laurie Lepper. Next group being led now by Hans Anderson, I think that is. Yes, by the looks of it. Hugo Anderson, sorry. And then you've got in there as well the Zabo Baldazar cart and also Hans Morin. So they're the next 3 who are getting close into the final corner. It's Zabo Baldazar has just been pushed wide, I think. And yeah, Hans Morin has gone through, and possibly the number 263 cart. Not quite, but also looking racy is Jakob Grigula. Best lap now set again by Felix Varga, so times are definitely coming down, conditions improving. 1:12.949 just recorded. Berke Besler, who was quick towards the end of heat number 2, is quick in this race as well. Best of anyone in sector 2 and 3 on that previous lap. He's just gone and done his personal best. He's 2.9 seconds back from Jordan Brown Nutley at the start of the lap. That gap already down to 2.6 seconds. So now that Berke Besler has broke away from Zumba Kovacs, he's now on the charge of the top 2 as Zumba now makes another mistake. Through goes Baptiste Moulin and Laurie Lepper. So Zumba, after a great start, look at that left rear wheel just jumping off the track there as it struggles to work its way through the hairpin. But a little bit of a message there from Laurie Lepper to say, come on Zumba, let's work together, let's try and keep up with these top runners at the minute. But that's all gone pear-shaped now because Zumba's run very wide into turn 9, which means he's now falling back into the clutches of 247, which is Hugo Anderson. He's going to make it a 4-way fight. Then Zumba Kovacs goes for a move down the inside on Laurie Lepper through the final corner as they accelerate across the line now to complete their 7th lap. Leaders are already onto lap number 8. The gap between the top 2 opened up to 4.5. Again, Felix Varga did the quickest lap, a 1:12.871, which has aided his gap now to grow over Jordan. What's happening with Berke Besler? Well, he's just gone and set another personal best, which is 0.8 of a second quicker than Jordan Brown Nutley. So that now comes down to 2.1 seconds. But I think for the first time this year, this is going to be a race that Jordan Brown Nutley does not win. And it's going to be a little bit of a bizarre situation for him. He's won everything so far this year. Winter Cup, other championship rounds in terms of the X30. And he is looking to get a solid result this weekend for the first round proper. This race, though, is just starting to slip away from Jordan Brown Nutley. Whether he's made a few changes, whether the conditions are just in between for him to not like them. But he is now 5.2 seconds back from leader. There is Berke in 3rd, now 1.8 seconds adrift of Jordan. There goes Baptiste Moulin with Laurie Lepper on his tail. There's Zumba Kovacs in red and white. Hugo Anderson behind. Then there's a great tussle which involves the likes of Hans Morin. You've got Daniel Machacek in there. You've got Zabo Baldazar as well, who's dropped right back, hasn't he, from where he started, which was 2nd on the grid. He's now down to 10th place. So he's not liking these conditions either as he comes across the line just ahead of Jakob, in fact now behind Jakob Grigula. You've got Tamino Bergmar in the mix as well in 12th place. 13th place at the minute is 256, which is the machine of Rivaldo van der Westerlaken. They'll go through onto their 9th lap, so 2 now to go for the leaders. As we look further back down the field, this is back to our leader though, Felix Varga, now leading by 5.8. The gap between 2nd and 3rd down even further, 1.4 seconds now between 2nd and 3rd. So Berke Besler continuing to get quicker and quicker. Last time round he did a fairly good lap time. I think it was a few tenths quicker again than Jordan Brown Nutley. This time round, sector 1 and 2, well, Jordan is slower in sector 1, much slower in sector 2 as well, so that gap's down to less than a second now between Jordan and Berke. There you can see it on your screen, down towards the final turn they're about to go, and with just 2 laps remaining, Felix Varga looking set for a first win of the weekend here in Belgium after a torrid time so far in practice and qualifying yesterday. But towards the end of the afternoon, things may just be turning in his favour for tomorrow's pre-final and final. That's when it all counts, of course, with the points to be scored here this weekend to get your championship off to a sterling start. But Jordan Brown Nutley, he'll still be secured pole position for the pre-final, but he'll still want to finish as high as he possibly can, just in case. In fact, he'll be tied with Max Timmermans, but Max has still got another race to come, so he's not going to be too worried about that one. But Felix Varga now on his penultimate lap off the back straight, down through turn 6. This is a battle to watch out for 2nd and 3rd. Brown Nutley and Berke Besler. You can see as well some of them just searching for the greasy track, and again I'm just wondering if a few of these front runners went for wet tyres and a few of them went for slick tyres. If that's the case, then some will be wearing off towards the end of this, Others will of course be liking the fact that it's starting to dry now, which means moves like this can start to happen. As down the inside line again goes Baptiste Moulin. Laurie Lepper has to let him go once more as they exit turn number 9. Laurie Lepper makes a big lunge down the inside line and gets the job done for now. Although can he hold it to the final corner? We'll have to wait and see. Final lap started though for the leaders. Felix Vargay goes through, leads by 6.1 seconds. Make that 6.2 seconds as they cross the line. Third place is Berke Besler, now 8 tenths adrift. Can he do anything on this last lap? He's going to try his hardest as they go down through turns 2 and 3. Again, Felix Vargay, the quickest man on circuit, 112.122. This is the fight again for 4th and 5th. So Laurie Lepper has managed to hold on to it ahead of Baptiste Moulin, separated by nothing across the line, as our leader, Felix Vargay, is about now to come off through turns 6 and 7 for the last time here today. He's now only got 2 more races to come because he's not going to be entered into the second chance heat. He'll be secure enough through to get a good position on the grid for tomorrow with this win. So his next focus will be pre-final tomorrow morning to look forward to in the senior category. 2 more corners to go for Felix Vargay. Weekend that looked null and void has now turned right on its head because he's about to pick up the final heat win in this class for the seniors. Through towards the line he comes, the man on home soil this weekend. Felix Vargay crosses the line. Number 1 you are, takes the checker flag and crosses the line with a lovely healthy margin out front. For second it's going to be nose to tail, but just going to go the way of Jordan Brown Nutley, who crosses the line second, 6.6 seconds adrift of Felix. Third place to Berke Besler, a storming drive there again from that man. Watch out for him tomorrow in the pre-final. 4th place goes then to Laurie Lepper. 5th place for Baptiste Moulin. 6th place will be Hugo Anderson. Across the line in 7th comes Zumba Kovacs. 8th place for Daniel Matichek.